And 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Tech Friday. I'm here with my co-host, Ms. Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva, and Ms. Terry Johnson, all the way from New York City, because attention is necessary, who will help you get your marketing together on social media. In addition to that, I'm Terrafina from California Cover Up, so we're the Biz Chicks. Sit back, relax, we're about to talk tech, but it's all going to be in English, so fear not. So let's get started, ladies. What's up with this week in tech, Fran?
Well, I just want to say hello to Pat, all the way from Durham, North Carolina. And she's in the room over on Facebook, and everybody watching live on YouTube. Thank you. Welcome. And let's get started. So September 15th, 1986, Apple introduces Apple IIgs, the major product release in Apple II series of personal computers, but blending the older Apple II series computer with aspects from the Macintosh computer. The advanced graphics and sound capabilities of the IIgs was ahead of other contemporary computers such as the Macintosh and IBM PC. However, as Apple chose to focus on the Macintosh line of computers, Apple eventually ceased development of the Apple II series. The last IIgs was produced in December of 1992. September 16th, 1985, 5 months after losing control of the company in a boardroom battle with John Sculley, Steve Jobs resigns from Apple, and Jobs goes on to found Next and purchase Pixar before eventually returning to Apple. September 16th, 1997. 12 years to the day after resigning from Apple, Steve Jobs is named as interim CEO of Apple. Only 7 months earlier, Jobs' company Next was purchased by Apple, and just 2 months earlier, Gil Amelio resigned as Apple CEO. Much of the technology acquired with the purchase of Next was used to build the Mac OS X operating system, which became the core of the iOS operating system that runs iPhone and iPad. Just don't quit. What was that movie, Meet the Robinsons? Keep moving forward. Just keep going. NASA unveils Enterprise. September 17th, 1976, NASA rolls out the first space shuttle Enterprise from its assembly facility to a waiting crowd. Included in the crowd was a delegation of actors from the Star Trek TV series. Originally to be named Constitution, a write-in campaign by Star Trek fans convinced the President Gerald Ford and NASA to rename the space shuttle. The Enterprise was a prototype shuttle designed for early testing phase of the space shuttle program. It was built without engines or functional heat shield. While it performed various atmospheric test flights and was originally intended to be retrofitted for space flight, it was determined that it would be less expensive to simply build new shuttles. Therefore, the Enterprise never did actually fly into space. There are tax dollars at work. Let's see. September 18th, 1989, Next Computer releases version 1.0 of the Next Step, an object-oriented multitasking operating system originally designed to run on the Next brand of computers. It was later ported to other architectures such as the Intel x86. It was considered ahead of its time. And in 1997, Apple acquired Next to build their next generation operating system. Turn that frown sideways. September 19th, 1982, in a posting made to a Carnegie Mellon bulletin board, Professor Scott Bauman proposes the first known use of emoticons, also known as smilicons or smileys. While the first use of emoticons became widespread during the 80s and 90s, their origin remained unknown until September 10th, 2002, when the original message was retrieved from backup tape, which was displayed below. So I'm going to show you. So this is that's how they first did.
Oh, right. I remember when we were typing symbols. Yes.
Read it sideways. Actually, it is probably more economical to mark things that are not jokes, given current trends for this. Use a sad face. Anyway, September 20th, 1954, the first Fortran program executed. Fortran was developed by IBM scientists who were looking for a better way to program the IBM 704 mainframe computer. It quickly became the dominant programming language for scientific and engineering application, and is still used today, especially in the area of high performance computing. It was also the computer that one of the ladies in Hidden Figures learned how to use. If you haven't seen the movie, you should really go. You should really go get it on Netflix or whatever. But she went to learn how to use Fortran in the space program.
Yes, and that's a good movie.
Excellent movie.
You want to get the book?
The book. So
that's interesting too.
So, and our last story for today, September 21st, 2003, Galileo completes its Jupiter mission after 14 years in space, 8 of those as the first man-made object orbiting Jupiter. The unmanned NASA spacecraft Galileo is sent into the atmosphere of the giant planet. NASA decided to end Galileo's mission in this manner in order to avoid any possibility of it colliding with one of Jupiter's moons and potentially contaminating it with bacteria from Earth. How sanitary of them, as the author says. Okay, and that's your week in tech history.
Okay. Meanwhile, Pat is over here sending emojis.
With glasses and stuff.
Pat. Okay.
I want to say shout out to Patricia Washington, Lakeisha Appleton, Dolores Thompson, Nora Jackson, everybody. Thank you for tuning in today. All right, what we got in news?
I want to say this because you guys probably want to talk about Amazon, but I'm going to say this about Facebook. Did you see that Facebook's dating launches today with a test in Colombia? Oh, the dating app.
Yeah, their little dating app launches, huh? I had not known that.
See, it says Facebook is now a reality. Facebook dating is now a reality. 4 months after announcing that it would add dating features, the social network said today it has begun testing its new dating product in Colombia. At first glance, the Facebook dating closely resembles its competitor Hinge. I don't know what that is. Both depart from the swiping model popularized by in favor of asking users to answer question prompts and start conversation. We're going to actually talk to you before they try to date you, starting conversations based on something in a person's profile, which makes sense because at least you have some kind of similar interests. What sets Facebook dating apart is its integration with groups and events. Dating on other aspects of Facebook to expand the dating pool and encourage users to meet in public. Okay, so you know you're not being catfished. Dating has been a problem. Has been a behavior that we've seen on Facebook for a really long time. We want to make it easier and more comfortable for people to engage in it. We just thought that now was the right time. Interesting. Facebook dating lives entirely within Facebook's mobile app. So you're captive. It won't be available on desktop for now. And to find it, you'll have to tap on the hamburger menu. You know, those little 4 lines. It's available to users 18 and older. It's free to use. Now, see, here we go. It's free to use. You know, people are going to be jumping on this. and doesn't include any ads or premium features for now. Because they're going to start probably advertising where to go on a date, what to do on a date. You need this, that, and the other. Okay.
Well, so here's the thing that I like about what you're talking about, because you can, like you always relate it to business.
Yes.
They are telling you to have a conversation with people, find something the other person is interested in to talk about.
And here's the thing, because some people have never known what life is like without the internet, you may have to even teach the art of conversation. Mm-hmm. So this is a way to, what would you say, guide people, tutor people, mentor people in the art of conversation through prompts.
Yes.
You won't be a part of Facebook dating unless you opt in to use it. If you do, you'll be asked to create a separate dating profile that includes a much more limited amount of personal information about you. I like that, limiting. Only your first name and age are carried over from your Facebook profile, giving you some measure of privacy. When you create your dating profile, you're asked to write a short introduction that describes who you are and what you're seeking. I like that, because people need to say what they want. So you don't have to wade through a lot of crap. If I'm not looking for cabbage, let me tell you, I'm not looking for cabbage. I'm over here looking for apples, whatever. Okay? Your dating profile includes a mix of photos and answers to Facebook's question prompts, such as, what does your perfect day look like? I like that. Makes you think a little bit. You can include up to 9 photos on iOS and 12 on Android. Photos can come from your camera roll. Facebook uploads Instagram photos that you've cross-posted on Facebook. As an effort to thwart catfishing attempts, you will also have to input your location, which Facebook will verify through your phone's GPS. And the article goes on, but I like the idea of Facebook getting in the game. It's more thoughtful, and they're not about the money. They don't need the money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
touch your computer, Terry, because I can't hear you again. Tap your, could you tap something on your mic and I can't hear you. Just tap your computer.
Yeah, you're muted.
I am?
No, she's not muted, but you need to touch
It's lowered. It's like the volume went down.
Just touch your computer.
Okay, how's that?
No, touch somewhere near your mic. Your mic is down there near the top of your computer. Just touch where it says MacBook Air Touch, somewhere over there. Because you touched something and it went down.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or lean in.
Okay, I can lean in.
Okay, that's better.
Is that better?
Yeah, could you touch something on you definitely touched something and it went down.
That's strange. Okay, I'm sorry. Too many hand gestures.
Like that. Whatever you're touching right now, that's what happened.
Okay, I touched the side of my computer.
Touch them again because it just went down again.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure?
You need to just lean in and you'll be good.
Okay. And I'm going to touch it again because I think I touched it after I touched it. So
that's better.
I touched it after I touched it.
Isn't that deep? Okay, so it starts the conversation and it says, unlike apps like Tinder, which require you to match before chatting, you can send a message to anyone. If they respond, a new chat thread will open in a separate part of the dating feature. Your messages are limited to text and emoji. There are no photos or videos in Facebook dating messages. So in other words, they don't want people sending naked photos. To accomplish this, I mean, seriously.
Well, yeah, because people don't know how to.
Dating, and plus, then they get a bad reputation for being, a porno dating site. You know what I mean?
Well, but I think that's why it's if you were going to pick a dating site, Facebook would probably be the one because of their higher
standards.
There you go. That's the word.
Dating uses its own messaging interface not Facebook Messenger. So they can control what's going on in that little universe.
Right.
Because limiting it to the app. It says Facebook says its goal is to promote actual conversations between people.
Yes. Oh, what they were trying to do on your Facebook page anyway?
Okay, so people got to doing stupid stuff. Sharp said the company is focused on promoting meaningful relationships over hookups. But he acknowledges that hookups are as likely to happen on Facebook dating as any other app, because that's a personal choice, right?
Yeah, because you can't control people in the end. So, no, yeah.
You can express interest in up to 100 profiles per day, but you can send an unlimited number of messages to people you've already matched with. Mm. You can expand your dating pool by using Facebook groups and events. I like the idea that they are coupling this with events, because it's sort of like group dating. You know what I mean? You can show up and there'll be other people there who are also looking to date, but it's an event, so it doesn't feel like you're just hanging out in a bar.
Or okay? Back alley somewhere.
Yeah. You know what I mean? If you're part of a group where you expect to find good matches, a popular campus group for sharing memes, for example, you can opt in to showing your dating profile to members of that group. So if it's a similar interest, if you ski, you know what I mean? Yes. You might want to join the ski group. The same goes for Facebook events, where the feature is enabled for both upcoming and past events. If you had a missed connection to, let's say, Coachella 2014, now's your chance to have that Facebook romance. So if you miss somebody at the event, you can still connect with them because you know they have a similar interest. Cool. So I like their approach to this. And I think it's a great approach to business.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, hey, we were like, oh, somebody else coming on? Okay.
No, I got to turn the tablet. I forgot to turn the tablet.
So I just wanted you to know about that and know that it's available, and that you're going to have to do that through your phone, but it's all good.
Well, I really think it's a really good app, and it's probably more safe than the other ones. Just saying, because they put a little bit more time and effort into it, and not just trying to. Anyway,
although many of them do like surveys and stuff and try to connect people, but this actually gives you a chance to go to an event. Remember when we were looking at that app about housing, the renting the rooms, and how they had actual
community events planned for the residents.
Yes, for the boarders. So they were all connected around a similar profession.
Yeah,
and the events were oriented toward people in that profession. So it makes sense, and it's a great way to make a connection with somebody who really might actually talk to you.
Yeah. So, and another Facebook, something I went in to put the show up today, and the group asked, there was a question that said, is this a women's business group? Oh, yeah. So Facebook is doing something else. I didn't get a chance to go in there, and
they're doing a lot of stuff.
I was like,
because of this privacy and the friends and everything that started in January, all the Cambridge Analytical data breach and the privacy issues and going before Congress, Facebook is really feeling it. I mean, I don't know. I guess that should make some people happy because they were complaining that Facebook is not doing enough, but they are doing things. They're testing. So I don't know how people should feel about that.
And as I develop things, they're keeping this in mind.
Right.
How is this going to play out in the long run? Because they're playing a long end game.
Yes.
They have enough followers. They have enough money coming in. they can actually hire people to, facilitate this in a way that makes sense. And there was something else I was reading about security, but it'll come to me as we talk, ladies.
Right.
So that's what I wanted to share today.
Okay.
So before we jump over, and iOS 12, because I'm gonna let TJ get in there and take it on. But iOS 12 came out, and one of the features that I liked about iOS 12 was you get to create a memoji.
Yes.
That is so cute.
Look at that.
Go, friend.
And it has the picture in the background. I was like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be fun. I got that. I knew how to work that. Some of the other ones, I'm like, okay, what do I do with this? But this was good because I'm not being subjected to a third-party keyboard to do that emoji, because opening up your keyboard opens you up to possible security risk.
Right, because they're recording keystrokes.
Right. So
you gotta trust you gotta trust the app that is really recording your keystroke. And
I was like, you know what? How about no? And I'm going to stay with the apps that were native to the phone and not pick up any of that other stuff.
This is where having a good password app like LastPass or what's the other one? 1Password. There's a couple, but they're apps that you put your passwords in and you don't have to keep entering them.
Correct.
So that, and then when you go to apps, it'll like 1Password will say, do you want to use this password, and it fills it in for you, so you don't have to type it. So you want to look at that.
I know that one of the things that you guys just brought to my mind when you started talking security was that Amazon is taking great strides, because it seems that some of the employees were selling the data on the reviews. They were they were connecting with the companies and saying, look, we'll delete the bad reviews for a price. And so there was an article.
And this is employees of Amazon.
Yes. And so Amazon is in there cleaning house, girl, looking for
I believe it. You don't want that.
Yeah.
And it's so critical, because yesterday when I was sitting next to a millennial, we were talking about Blue Apron and Fresh or something. And he said, I said, how do you decide? She said, I look at the reviews. And
exactly.
Word of mouth.
Yep.
Word of mouth. That's word of mouth.
This article, I'm like, oh my gosh, they got to protect their
they got to protect. Amazon has to protect their reputation and trust. And this is a big issue, because remember we just talked about Facebook and their privacy issues and the data breach and all of that. It's a big issue. Everybody is concerned about it, because if I'm going, it's convenience of use, ease of use, going to shop on Amazon, because I have Prime. I have it set up. All I have to do is just go and click one button and I'm done.
And you have confidence in it.
Yes, you're trusting them with your data.
Can you imagine what would happen if people didn't trust Amazon? How many people it's connected to over the internet? It would just crash the whole process.
They would have a big trust issue. They would be in the boat with Facebook, because Facebook was in that boat with the trust issues and people deleting Facebook, and I'm never going to use it and that's a free app where they're shopping, but there's no cost to set up an account. You're just using it for free. So think about Amazon, who is getting, there's transactions going on the website.
Yes. And
people are giving financial information.
So, based on recommendations.
Terry, Terry, you need to lean in. But with that, they took measures to fix it. The other thing is, this goes to hiring who's coming into your company. You're going to have to pay attention, because they are you to the customer. And we cannot, what is the word? We cannot determine somebody else's trustworthiness. That is it. That comes through time. And when they found out that these people were not trustworthy, okay, they're out. But but you're rolling the dice whenever you hire somebody because they can seem trustworthy today and,
Right.
and all of that.
It's the companies who ask them to delete the stuff, and we're willing to pay to have it deleted too. They're kicking them off.
And so exactly, because so those providers of that product should be deleted. And see,
vendors gotta go.
Yeah, they should be able. They should be not have a spot on Amazon because that's not the culture that Amazon built.
Right, and I remember with the reviews, there was a time in Amazon, which right now it says verified purchase, like it verifies that this person bought it, because before it didn't say that. It could be anybody writing a review, trying to bump it up, but now it says verified, this verified purchase, like this person actually bought the item.
Well, use your powers for good, people. Use your powers for good.
But Amazon, they're going to clean that up because, like I said, with Facebook, when they went to Congress, they were working on stuff right then. They weren't waiting to hear what was said or, the fallout. Mark Zuckerberg was like, we're working on it right now as we speak. So,
right.
And I thought this was really interesting considering how many stores they're getting ready to open.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they caught this. They want to get in front of this before people won't.
And if you're talking, this is data. This is people's information, financial, right. So there's gotta be a higher level of trust. That's gotta be your first thing. Is like, okay, we gotta protect your information and your data and your financial records, and then we're gonna be the best at serving the customer.
And they found that the majority of these came from China. Well, that's a different culture. They're used to paying for stuff to change.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a nice way of putting it. Bribery, but
okay, I'm a diplomat. What can I tell you?
Yeah, but that and it's unfortunate, but that if that is your culture and if you think that that's okay to do, people will do that. Well, I want you to get rid of that. I don't like that bad review. Let's try doing that with who's that company? Who's some people? Yelp. You can't get a bad review. You ain't getting a bad review moved from Yelp. I don't care what you do.
They don't remove it. Nope. They don't nope.
You will not pay us to move it either. It's like, oh my gosh. So
need to go recruit some of the young. No, seriously. I just wanted you to. I was reading. I was like, what? So what's up, TJ?
Lots. I mean, okay. So speaking of Facebook, they've announced that they are getting into the device. They're going to make a device. And it's called Portal to rival or to get in competition with that lady. I won't say her name. The Echo device. Google's assistant, Google Home. So they are coming up with it. And let me see. It's a Portal video chat device. They're going to announce it next week.
Whoa.
And so it's going to be it's going to function similar to Amazon Echo Show with social features, and it's going to come in 2 screen sizes. The larger device is going to be $400. The smaller one is going to go for $300. So what they're going to do with the device is it's going to act like Echo and the Home.
Alexa.
Yeah, I was trying not to
I can say it because you're home and I'm not near here.
Echo, stop.
Oh, it still works?
Yeah.
Even though
I have 2. One that's set up as an Echo.
So let's refer to her as Lady A.
Okay? Lady A.
Lady A and Lady E. Because if I say one, they'll wake up. So I was trying, and I forgot that the other one is called E, the E word.
Okay, so Lady A and Lady E. We did not talk.
So those 2 people. Facebook is going to make a device to, they're getting into the voice assistant market. And we talked about this last year, that this thing is just going to blow up. And I'm going to say with my experience before getting them, I forgot when I can't even remember when we bought them. That before I bought the devices, I was like, I don't need that. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people that feel that way because the market is still, I'm not sure of the size of the market, like how many percentage of people own them. But it's going to grow because once you buy one, you can't remember life before you bought it. But before you get one, you can't imagine why you would need one. Because that's what I told myself. Why do I need that? I don't need that to play me. Because when the commercials first came out, they were playing music and doing other kind of stuff. But it's so much more. You can set up timers. You can set up reminders. You can set up reminders for appointments. You can all kinds of things that you can do with it. And you don't have to go to a phone and type something in, or sit at a computer and type something in, or pull up a device. You just say it to the air, and she does it.
Right. And
Facebook wants a part of that. Facebook wants a part of that market because it's small now. Well, it's not small. It's not as big as it could be. It's going to grow, is what I'm trying to say. The market for this is going to just explode.
This is
hooked up with your microwave the other day. You can now just
and that leads into Amazon, that they made this announcement. They have like 70 devices, I think.
They're going to introduce that chip into, so you'll be able to just start everything in the house.
Well, see, and there are third-party people who are making bridges so that you can talk to different things in your home. And TJ is right. When you don't have it, you don't think, well, why do I need that?
Yeah, I don't need that. And because I'm saying that because that's what I said.
And I did the same thing until I hooked up all the lights in the house. And now Miss S over here, I can just say, turn on a light in a particular room. And I'm like, what? I don't have to get up and go and flip up a light switch. I don't. I can do it from my phone. I can lock my front door from my phone. Like if I decided that I left the house, I'm like, oh, I didn't lock the door. And I can tell her to lock the door, or I can just punch the button on the phone. And I said, okay, this is real. And I don't care. I don't care where I'm at. I can just do that. I said, oh, this is nice.
So once you get over the idea that you don't have to get up and physically go to an item, you don't have to go to your microwave. So with these products that they're listing, they're gonna have a microwave, a clock. They changing the Echo Show and all the devices, and they're making a smart plug for devices that you may already have. So you will plug it into that plug that goes into your outlet, and you'll be able to control it with your device.
With the outlet. And the refrigerators are like that too. The refrigerators, you can now talk to it and ask it what's, tell me, do I need more eggs or whatever, and it'll do all that. I did not want one that detailed, but you can do that.
Right. And so they're also announcing a Wi-Fi locker. So this will keep your home credentials in an encrypted virtual location. They're saying it makes it easier for you to use to connect the device to new products without having to type in passwords.
Yes.
So again, remember I said earlier about getting an app where you don't have to type in passwords. You could just let the app do it. So they're working on this Wi-Fi locker virtual thing that's going to allow you to put your passwords in one time, and then it talks to the device. Now, Apple does this with the Apple TV that I love, that once you sign in with your, with your provider or whoever you're using cable with, when you hook up to another app or install a new app to watch shows and TVs and stuff, Apple will say, do you want to use this? You've already set it up. So do you want to use this username and password? And you say yes. You don't have to retype it over and over and over. Because with the Apple TV, that device, you don't want to sit there and click and do all that.
No, it's not fun. And then the other thing that they did with the iOS 12, if you have not updated your phone, I suggest that you do that, your phone or your iPad. The other thing that they did was that they offer strong passwords. Like when I updated a password, I think it was on Square, they said, do you want to put a strong password? It was this long 10-digit code with something. And I knew I wasn't going to remember it, but it would put it in the keychain for me. And I can unlock it with my Face ID, or I can actually go back into the passwords and things and see what it is. But it gives you a strong password where nobody, we're going to tell you now, stop using, your baby's birth date or whatever it is that you're using for passwords. And you need strong passwords but you need a way that you don't have to remember all those passwords. So one password, pass one, whatever they are, you can get something to help you, but use the tool that came with Apple creates a strong password for you and puts it in a keychain so that you can bring it back up when you need it.
Yes. So you want to have some kind of way to store your passwords where you don't have to think about something simple. You can have more complicated, but it's stored for you.
Right.
You don't have to remember it.
Yes.
Which you want to show a password because it's less hackable. You don't want it to, everything's hackable, but you want to put those hurdles
and
in place so that's not easy.
And that is why we told you, if you have that third party thing that has access to, I just want this, I like this keyboard because I can make all this cute stuff. Mm-hmm. That's why you don't want to have one of those third party keyboards, because they can see every password that you happen to be typing in your device.
I try to avoid typing in passwords as much as possible. I just remember the master password for LastPass, and that's it. I'm not trying to remember 20 passwords. I've got more than 20, but I'm not trying to remember those. So I use an app.
Yeah,
that does it for me.
I like LastPass. That's the one I have. And
and then there's one password is another one, I believe.
Yep. But you need something to keep your stuff safe. And you're thinking, well, I really don't have anything anybody wants to take. Okay. They want your data, they want access, and they don't care that you may not have.
They sell data, they sell your data. There are people out there that, they're thinking criminals, they sell your data to other companies. Mm-hmm. They sell it. It may not be worth, you may think it's worthless, but no, it's worth something. They even trying now to hack medical records and sell those.
Right.
And they may be using your name to leave reviews.
So you want to protect what you're doing online. Please protect it the best way you can. You want to slow them down. Like I said, hackers, the best one can get into whatever they want. If they can get into government servers, U.S. government, and take data, the names and information of government employees, they can get what they want. So the best ones can.
Yeah.
So slow them down.
Yep. Just don't give them nothing to work with.
Yeah, like I said, don't use baby birthdays and password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, simple stuff, because you're thinking, I've got so many passwords, I need something simple. No, get LastPass, 1Password, or whatever the other ones that store passwords for you. Put in one master password, and that's it. You're done.
Yep, and it will remember. It'll ask you every site that you go to and you create a password. It'll ask you, do you want to remember this? And then you say yes, and they store it for you. And when you get ready to go back, you don't have to type all of that in.
Exactly. You don't want to type all that stuff in.
So what's happening? So Facebook is having a lot of things in the news. What's happening with Twitter or Instagram?
So the device I was talking about, Facebook is going to announce it next week. So you'll see more information, but I just got the alert saying that they're going to announce it next week. Now, Instagram is doing a lot of stuff, but not anything that's available now. There are rumors of testing. They're testing this and testing that. So you see with the dating app that Terry was talking about, they're testing that where? What country they were testing that data? Colombia. So that's, they're talking about and looking at different things, getting it ready. Now, I've heard a story today that Instagram, and I want to pull it up because it's a conflicting story now that I see the update. So Instagram it was rumored that Instagram was going to test a reposting feature. So you could repost people's posts, the photos in Instagram, but it will say, who the person's come from. And you see that there are apps now that will let you do it. If you go to Instagram, you'll see a photo, and then at the bottom, it'll be a little symbol and someone else's username. That means it was reposted. There are apps that will do it, but Instagram is not really supporting that. So it's a feature that people want. So it comes out, the news yesterday, that they are testing and building a reposting feature, but then There's an update like a couple hours ago saying Instagram says they're not testing that. They're not going to. That's not something that's in the works.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
So it just came out. So Instagram is not testing or building a reposting feature. So it was first reported by The Verge, I think yesterday or earlier today. But then Instagram came like a few hours ago and said that it's not a feature that they're building or testing.
It is over here. It says Instagram. Oh, this is on The Verge. Instagram is testing a native sharing feature for the feed. Is that
right? So that now Instagram says no, that's not true.
Okay.
Because where this information comes from is people look at the code. You know, coders and developers, they look at the code and if they see something that's out of the norm, they investigate it and they look at it and say, oh, Instagram's testing something new. So it was one person that looked at the code on the Android app and found these things. Instagram doesn't come out and say this. This is people that are looking at the code, looking under the hood and saying, oh, what is that little new thing that's under the hood that wasn't there before? And then they report it. So that's what's happening.
Oh, okay.
So that's why Instagram came out immediately and said, no, we're not testing that. We're not testing any kind of resharing feature. Now, Instagram does have sharing features for stories. And I've seen it a lot on people's stories that I follow. What it is that when you post, when you make a post on your Instagram feed, there's a little button below it that looks like like a paper plane. It's a little icon. It looks like a plane, like pointing to the top right, like a pointer. And when you tap it, you can share. Anybody can share that picture to their stories, and it shows up as a square. And you can manipulate it. You can twist it around or make it large or zoom in or whatever. But it's that person's post with their username. So it's not like they're stealing the photo. They're sharing it to their story, and it has a little icon with the person's username. And when you tap the image, it says, see that person. You can go to their feed.
Okay, so it's kind of like a referral.
Right. So it's like a share. So if you go, if you go to someone, if someone's photo pops up in your feed and you like it and you say, hey, I want to share that to my stories, not my feed, my stories. Stories is the, your little circle icon. When you tap it, you see the little 15 seconds photo. It lasts 15 seconds and it goes to the next one. So you can share feeds to that. I mean, you can share posts to stories, but this story was talking about sharing an actual photo to your feed, which Instagram says no, they're not doing that. So you can share the stories, but not the feed.
Okay, because I see that right here. Because I was, I'm looking at.
You see the little icon? Looks like an airplane, like a paper plane.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm close enough, but I see it down there next to the heart. Yeah. So
next to the heart and the comment.
Yeah, so you can. And then I can click that and share that to my story. I see that it gives me, when I click on that, it says add post to your story, or I can send it to somebody else for them to look at. But I can't.
It's a DM. You can send it as a direct message.
Correct.
Or you can share it to your story.
So if we just hit share, it'll go to my story.
To your story, but it won't.
Go to your feed. Yeah, it won't, because stories and feed is two different things. They're in one app, but they're two different things. They're two different tracks. So people want to reshare people's posts, like the photo in the feed, for a long time, and Instagram has been quiet about it. So, like I said, this one person, I forgot, they put her name in there. Jane Manchun Wong. So she looked inside the Instagram app, the code, and saw something that looked new and said, what is this? She investigated it because she's a developer. She knew what it was. And then she saw that, but then reported on it. And now it's not true.
Yeah, so she didn't corroborate that story or get
Instagram's not going to tell you anyway.
No, that's what I'm saying. But what we're saying is, don't just report something. Make sure you get some more information to back that up. To see their sources.
They're so eager to, because Instagram is one of the hottest, is the hottest app. Like growing in use, people are crazy about it. People are using it, and they're excited to get. Journalists are excited to get news about it.
They want to be first.
So they want to get the scoop. They want to be first. So if it doesn't, Instagram will put out an announcement when there's a new feature. They will also make a story. It will show up in your stories. Instagram will tell you about a new feature. Like a new feature that's really out now is the GIF or GIF stickers in direct messaging. So Instagram announced that it's available, because you couldn't send people GIFs or GIF, however you pronounce it, GIFs. People are saying GIFs or GIFs, but you send those little animated, little clips. Yeah, you couldn't send them in direct message. Now you can. So Instagram announced that. They announced that, but they didn't announce all. There was like 2 or 3 stories popping up in my feed today. So another one, they're saying that they're going to make a separate section for hashtags.
So also, so tell me about this. They are replacing the stars with flags. The star filter.
The stars with flags?
Yeah, the star filter is getting a name change, but it still works the same. Now you'll mark messages with a flag instead of a star. So, like, I guess if there's something you wanted to mark.
Oh, right. So you could save. So when you're looking at your feed and you see posts from other people and you like a photo and you want to save it for whatever reason, you can save it. There's an option to save, and it used to be a little star or something. So they changed the icon
to a flag now.
Yeah, they changed it to a flag. So I guess they want you to it's being flagged. But I don't like that, because flag to me means it's being flagged for something negative.
Yeah, but it just means that you can save it to a collection or yeah, I'm like, okay.
Right. You can save when you save posts on Instagram, you can save them in one thing, or you can categorize them however you want. You set the category. You set it when you save it. But you can save for review, because instead of saying, okay, I saw a picture last week or whenever it was, and I liked it. I want to go back and look at it. I don't remember the username. I don't remember the person username. So when you see something you like, you can just flag it. Now they're calling it flag. You can flag it and save it to your collection for looking at later. So you don't have to remember where you saw it or the person.
Oh, so sort of like bookmarking something.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a bookmark.
It's a bookmark. That's what it is. It's just a book. Because Twitter has bookmarks, and they call it a bookmark. It's just, I like that tweet, bookmark. Instagram is calling it, something else, which is confusing, and ad collection. They should have just called it bookmark. Maybe they didn't want to have something similar to Twitter, but I don't see why, because bookmark is bookmark. So, but Instagram decided to call it what they called it. Okay. So, the hashtag, they are making a section. And again, this is the same person that reported about the reposting feature. So again, Instagram hasn't announced this, but this would be nice. They're going to have an add hashtag section when you post your image, because there's a place to type your caption, and then most people type some dots and then put the hashtag down, because like I said, when we're talking about hashtags a few weeks ago, there's this thing on Instagram, people think hashtags are ugly, and I'm like, come on. Hashtags are ugly. Hashtags is the feature for you to be discovered in the app. So now this is rumored, because this person found it. Now I'm finding out that this is, Instagram is saying no. But if they do this, it would be great, because there will be a separate section under caption where it says add hashtag, and then you go into that section and you type in up to 30 hashtags. And then Instagram will put it somewhere separately out of the caption. So they say, based on this one person who now I'm doubting everything that she's saying. Like, it may be there.
Hidden.
Yeah, well, they won't be. Well, they won't show up in the caption, which is one of the complaints people have. Like, oh, it makes the post look ugly, because there are people on Instagram that's about aesthetics, the way things look, and they want to have it perfectly looked, and the hashtag make the caption look ugly. And I'm like, you guys need something else to focus on, because that's crazy. Hashtags are there for you to discover other posts that are related.
Right.
If you're into photography or something, maybe it's a
right. And I understand, because Instagram started out with, like you said, photography and people who artists and stuff, but now everybody's using it. It's a social app, so don't get mad because somebody's got 30 hashtags at the bottom of their caption and it looks so ugly.
But but they didn't put it in the picture, so stop complaining.
Right. That's a minor thing. So it's like, okay, we'll have to see. I hope they do put this, because it would categorize and make the interface look cleaner when you're doing caption and location and all that. So there'll be a spot for add hashtag, supposedly, because this one person decided to look at the code and got everybody in a tizzy over Instagram. So I got all of these stories about Instagram is testing this and Instagram is doing that, and it's coming from one person. So now, one thing else she says, this one person, Jane Man-Chun Wong, she says Instagram is testing highlight stickers for sharing anyone's highlight stories. Now let's dig into that.
What?
Let's dig into that. So you know which stories, like I said earlier, you upload a story, it's the circle, your circle icon, your badge that has your photo, right? So when there's a colored ring around it, that means you posted a story and other people know. And you tap the little icon, the picture of you, and the stories pop up, or the person that you're looking at, right? So those stories, they only last 15 seconds, and then 24 hours they're gone. But the owner of the profile can stick or sticky or save a story in their highlights, which is another set of circles on the bio of the profile of the person. See how it gets confusing?
Yes.
So let's use me for instance. So if you go to my Instagram, Terry Johnson Online, and then you see my photo and there's a circle, and if you see a colored icon, a colored line around it, that means I posted a story. I have posted a story. So you want to check, you can. But when you go to my profile, that's my account on Instagram, where you see everything I posted on Instagram. Right below my bio, where it says, okay, digital marketing analyst, and then a link. There's some other circles there.
Oh, let me
Those are highlights of stories that I've done previously that have expired, but I saved them. I saved them.
Okay, so let me see if I can show that. That's these down at the bottom.
There? Yeah, turn it a little.
We got going here.
Okay. And also, right in front of the highlight stories is an icon for IGTV. So if you have an IGTV video, it's stuck to your profile too. So people can tap that first circle and go to my IGTV video.
Okay.
And then next to those circles is the highlighted stories.
Right there.
And that's confusing. I know it is.
It is. Very confusing.
Right.
Okay, so I see IGTV, then I see strategy, then I see news, then I see thoughts, I see crazy.
There's some more you can.
So what I see is TJ set up some categories, and that there are posts that she does on Instagram that goes to that particular category.
Or stories, not the feed, stories.
But it goes to those stories. So if I want to know about strategy, I can go there and watch everything you've ever done on strategy, or
in a story.
In a story, correct. Or in news or thoughts or crazy pattern or whatever. Right.
And you, as your Instagram account, you set up your highlights. You can set it up, like Fran said, for categories. I set mine up to say, oh, well, this is where I talked about strategy. And you can, and there's not a lot of description there. I think there's a limit of characters. So you have to think about what can I say in one word that person will see this and go know what it is? Like I have one that says news, so you know that's news, and it's tech news, tech and digital and social media news, because you know that based on my profile. So say someone who is a baker, their highlighted stories will probably be cakes, pies, cookies, whatever they do. And then someone who does jewelry, theirs would be, they could do theirs by the type of jewelry that they talk about or whatever they want. You set up those categories. But that once you get in there, you can see my old stories and you can share one of my old stories with a sticker. This is what this person said, Jane Wong, who's stirring up a bunch of stuff. And Instagram is like, we're not testing that. So she's getting people's hopes up. I don't know. So those are things that are rumored that Instagram is working on. Instagram has not announced any of those things except for the GIFs that you can send in DM. When Instagram releases a new feature for the app, they will tell you. They will put out a story. They will put out a post. They will put out a statement, and it'll be everywhere.
Okay, I have a question. I see something here under these circles that says book and email. So
okay, hold on. Let me open my
message, book, and email. That you have, like, I can send you a message. I can book you for an appointment. Ooh.
Okay, so let's talk about,
please.
Let's talk about what's under there. Because my Instagram is a business account, which means that it's connected to a Facebook page. I have options like what's on my Facebook page. If I have, whatever's on your Facebook page, like if you want to send people to Messenger or you want them to call you, there's a call, there's a email. When you tap it, it will send me email. When you tap book, it will send you to a link where you can book a time with me. But I set that up on the Facebook side.
All of these three you set up on Facebook, and it automatically comes over here.
You got
oh, okay.
2 or 3.
Okay, because I see mine has call, email, and directions. And that's because I need to change that phone number. I see where you can send me an email and all kind of stuff. Oh yeah. Let me update that.
That's because your Instagram is a business account connected,
and it's connected to the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, so
if you have a regular Instagram, it's not going to show that. And I think you can do a shopping one there.
Terry says shop.
Mine says shop, and there's actually a picture in here.
Yeah, but when you tap on it, what happens? It probably goes to something on your Facebook.
It goes to California cover-ups.
Yay! And so here's the other thing. You might want to go in there and look and make sure stuff is going where it's supposed to go.
Yeah. So make sure that the options that are there, and I believe you control them in Facebook. You find the options under your profile when you go to settings.
In Facebook?
No, I think you can do it on Instagram. That's where I'm going to.
Okay, so let's see.
Now to make sure, because they changed this. They've changed.
I did not set this up, and I'm like, okay.
No, you didn't set it up, but it was.
Those are the default. There's some default ones.
Yeah, and they went to. They're pulling that information from your business page on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I can't change that there. I have to go to my Facebook.
Yeah. Some of the, and I was looking for it, I'm not finding it. Some of the options you can change in Instagram, and some, because you're connected to Facebook, you have to go to Facebook and do it.
I don't understand how these interconnect. Okay.
Because your Facebook page is connected to your Instagram.
Right.
I understand they're connected, but I don't understand how they just decide.
No, you choose. When you do an Instagram, you can have a regular Instagram, but people are switching to a business Instagram by telling Instagram to connect to my face. You have to do that in settings. You have to switch over to business.
You have to tell them that.
Right.
Because when we set up your business page, Terry, we used your California cover-ups profile from your business page. So it's pulling that information from there and putting it on Instagram.
Right.
And so if you don't like what's seeing over on Instagram, that means you got to go back to your page on Facebook
right.
and
this is where the spot where Instagram and Facebook together
or integrated.
Really showing that Facebook owns Instagram. That when you connect them, because you connect it, you can connect any of the pages that you have. There's an option to do that, and then category, and then but they pull that information from Facebook. I'm trying to find the spot where you request it. I don't see it.
Well, I know in here I need to edit my stuff on here.
Right, edit profile, but there's let me see, is it on the inside? No. Where did they move the settings to? That's archive. Where did they move the settings to where you can make this make your Instagram business?
It's under.
Oh, there it is. I found it.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, because mine's already a business account, so mine says switch back to personal.
Nope, and I don't think you
want
to do that.
But when you go to options in Instagram, there'll be an option to set up to connect to a business, switch to a business account, and that's where you go through the process of connecting to Facebook and picking a Facebook page and all that. And once you do that, you'll see different settings. Okay.
I'm like, oh, let me go clean up a couple of things because them phone numbers is totally wrong on there.
Yeah, so that's what that the book, when you tap on it, I have it set up to AcuTscheduling.com. So if you have a scheduling program, like there's different ones. There's not CoSchedule, Calendarly and AcuTschedule. There's a bunch of scheduling programs that you can use to set up with, and you get a link, and then you put the link in, and then when you tap book, it goes to that link, and then the email goes to email, and then phone goes to phone that you have on the Facebook page.
You know what? This actually went to the store.
Right.
That's what it does. And you know what, ladies, you know what this is?
It wasn't allowing me to tag. You know how they have the price tag in the photo, da 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 da?
Yes.
I didn't have those privileges before.
Okay.
And it says I can view it on the website. Now it's on the website.
Yes, but we still need to put the tags on your items, and they haven't done. Yes. We haven't done that yet.
All of that is because you have a business account.
Exactly.
To Facebook to a business page, which you have a shop feature on your Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
That's why we like.
See how it's confused? Didn't I just, and I always say Instagram, I wanted them to slow down with the updates because it gets confusing because they'll come out with this and that and that and that. So now come to find out this is one person that's stirring up the pot saying that these are all features that are being tested and Instagram is saying no, it's not.
And that they got everybody running around.
Right.
And
so I'm going, oh, we're going to have a spot to put hashtags, and we're going to reshare feed and this, and comes to find out none of that is well, not that it's not true, it's just that Instagram is being like, I don't know where you got it from.
And yes. So my takeaway from this is go make sure all your stuff is correct on Facebook so that it's showing up correctly on Instagram. I was like, whoa.
Remember, Facebook bought Instagram. Facebook owns Instagram, even though they're two separate apps.
Yeah, because I was like, hey, my information is not showing up.
And see, now this leads me to, I've said it before, that I think that Facebook is going to come out with a one app that has Facebook and Instagram, all those features, because look at this. There's so many things that you got to check. You got to remember, well, okay, I have a business account on Instagram, but I got to go to Facebook page to change settings. Who wants to do that? I want to have one app where I go, okay, and it's all there.
Who understands that? Who is studying this every day?
TJ.
I am.
Okay.
That's why we have her here, because
the tech journalists write these stories because this one developer person goes on Twitter and tweets, Instagram is because she looked under the hood at the code and saw something that was new.
And it was wrong.
And she, well, not that it's wrong. It's just that I think she should not say anything. But then again, Instagram isn't going to give her a yes or no anyway, because that's not how Instagram works. They just give you a feature is what I'm saying. They announced a new feature. And you know how with the iPhone, with Apple and the iPhone, how all the tech journalists try to figure out the new iPhone months before when they, they know somebody that knows somebody that worked on the new development, and they get these little bits of story that, and everybody gets worked up. Mm-hmm. That's what this is, because this is news and journalists, and they survive on having information that nobody else has, whether it's true or not. Look what we got. So only thing is we can say is wait for Instagram to announce a new feature. And to do that is to follow Instagram on Instagram and check the stories, because they will put it in the stories, and go to Instagram.com and they'll, their blog or whatever, and they'll have the information there.
I'm having fun.
And then there was one more thing that they found was quiz stickers, which sounds exciting, but like I said before, we have to see what Instagram says. So quiz stickers is going to be in stories where you can put a quiz on a story and people can choose an option like yes, no. But different from what they have now, it's going to be multiple choice, like more than one yes, no, probably 3 or 4 answers. But again, this is something that someone found outside of Instagram and decided to report that Instagram is testing these features, and Instagram is being mocked. Instagram is this. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, ladies.
But that's what I woke up to and was like, what the heck is going on Instagram? So if you see these stories and see what happens is that, The Verge and Mashable and TechCrunch and TechMeme, all these Engadget, all of these tech-related websites will report, will get one story and it'll get reported on all the others. Then the news picks it up. The news, CBS, NBC, whatever, they'll pick it up because they have tech journalists looking out. So they follow these blogs, and if they're not careful, they're going to report something that's not true. So, okay. How that works.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I see some stuff that I need to.
Right. So we got excited, but Instagram is like, nope, we're not testing no reshare feature. We're not saying what we're working on. They're just going to present it to you like they did IGTV. We just woke up and boom, there was IGTV, and they just had a press release, mention on the blog. They had an Instagram story. They announce it.
Yep.
So that's what's going on with Facebook, and that's what's going on with Instagram.
Thank you, TJ, because we sure wouldn't have known. We would not have known. So I got to go do some cleanup.
The newest thing from Instagram is the GIF in the DMs. That's real. Yeah. You can send somebody a GIF in a DM, which you couldn't do before.
Nope. And there's all the little nuances and things going on. So if you have questions, please reach out to TJ and ask her some questions. Go to Attention Necessary.
AttentionNecessary.com. Sign up for the group. Go to Terry Johnson Online. You can Google it. You don't have to go to Facebook. You can Google it. It'll come up.
Right.
But if you're on Facebook, you can type in Terry Johnson Online. And if I don't know, I will find out. Because I did have a question a few weeks ago. Someone asked on one of the live shows, and I went and investigated and gave them the answer. So I don't know right now. I will find the answer because it's there. I will find it.
Thank you so much, TJ. It's like, what in the world?
You're welcome. So get ready. Next week, Facebook is putting their device out. So I'm going to be excited to see it when they announce it.
Alrighty, and it sounds like it's going to be affordable. I mean, $300 to $400. That's really
it's in line with the other devices. So
Yeah. And, so now you get to choose from 4 different devices. Well, 2 of them that do video, and the others are just audio based only. But I'm like, huh.
And if you really want to test it out and you don't want to spend a lot of money, Amazon has, several levels. They have a smaller, the dot, and Google has the smaller device that are, really inexpensive. So you can test them out. And then if you like it, then you can go up a level to, a bigger device, or, one like the Echo Show has a screen on it for video. So that's stuff. I was like, what the?
I'm just like, really, people? I think because I was trying to do this, and then I look and see that they did it for me. I'm just like, what?
So isn't that nice? You don't have to fight with it.
Well, yeah, there's default options, and you have to decide which ones you like. Do you want people to call you? Then you put the phone. If you want email, you make sure the email is there. If you want people to go directly to shopping, because if you have if yours is shopping based, that's what you want.
Mm-hmm. And that's why you want to make sure you have the right page. And there's where you can find out you can use your Instagram ads over there too. Interesting. Mm-hmm. So you can roll their ads from Facebook over to Instagram. I just found it.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. See how they want. Like I said, they need to combine it all, because you can do the Instagram ad on Instagram, or you can do the Instagram ad on Facebook. Do the ads manager. So, but that's another story. We'll talk about that.
Wow. So there's all kind of things. So you might need to rethink your template too on Facebook so that it shows up correctly.
Yes.
Wherever you are on Instagram.
Right. And I do believe, didn't Facebook send some notices out a few weeks ago about changing the template for the business pages, but you could always go change it. It's under settings. So.
Yep.
Have it.
Yeah, there's a call now button, and
there's different options.
Wow. I'm gonna go play with this. Make sure my information is accurate. So we just want to thank
our show.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you all for tuning in with us live today. Hopefully you got some information. Takeaway is security, and the other takeaway is make sure your information is accurate, and trust but verify.
Yes.
Verify. And then you can always come here and get help. TJ is online to help us. I like that. TJ is always online to help us.
That's why it's called Terry Johnson Online. It's always been online.
Yes. So we can get your online presence straightened out. She will help you walk through that and getting you all set up. I might need to book an appointment with you so I can get my categories and stuff set up on Instagram. And it's a good place to showcase what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking, I get more engagement on Instagram than I do on Facebook. Just saying.
It's true. Like I said, Instagram is the hot place you want to be. Where you want to be, Instagram.
Right.
And
because
people are thinking, well, I don't, it's just pictures, but there's a lot more there. There's, once you turn it into a business account, you got more tools, and you got to know how to work them. So that's why you come on Tuesday when we talk about stuff like this.
Right. And go and don't be afraid to get in there and go figure it out. Your business is work. And this is part of the work, is learning new ways of getting your story in front of someone. So that they know about you and want to come and do business with you. But you need to tell the story, and you need to have a place to tell that story.
Exactly. That's the beginning part where you tell the story. You can build a business, and people think, well, if I got a website, they will come. If I, set up a Twitter account, they will come. If you build it, they will come. No, that's a movie. That's a movie, people. They wrote that the people come. They didn't just, in real life, they'd have been like, what? So if you don't know, go see Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
It's an old movie, but.
And it's on Hulu. Just saying.
It's there. But that's one of the, things people think if I build it, people just show up.
Not so. You got to put in the work.
You got to put the work in, people.
And we're here to help you.
With. Yep. That's what we're here to do.
All right. Well, we'll see you on Monday at Coffee Thoughts. Thank you all for a great week this week. Thank you, everybody who's dropped by and everybody who's watching this on the replay. We will see you next week. And Terry?
Guys, don't forget to go to the front of your own line. I'll see you Monday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.